Welcome to the Interpersonal Communication Project, written by Rachel Trimble for the purposes of HSER 508 for Liberty University. You may follow along with the PowerPoint presentation listed below in the Notes section. I will review the outline beginning with the introduction, overarching goals, enlarging the conversation, my personal background, my personal barriers in such goal achievement, noise pollution, my plan of action, the summary, and my references. To introduce myself, I am a mental health case manager living on big dreams and copious amounts of coffee and hairspray, with a love for all things Kate Spade, beautiful, simple, and monogrammed. I have a lovely husband named Kingsley Spiller. We have two beautiful dogs named Belle and Gunner. And anything south of the Mason-Dixon is all right by me. I will begin by talking about my overarching goals and for this class. My overarching goal for this class is to listen deeper, a concept found in the book Why Don't We Listen Better? Communicating and Connecting Relationships, written by James Peterson. He said, "Real listening gets inside each other, and there seems to be something in such human connection that touches and changes us. I don't know, maybe it's that we get far enough inside someone else, we see ourselves." And that really touches me because I believe that's true more than anything else, that when we listen in a real way that accepts people, that we can get far enough inside them that we can actually connect with them and see ourselves. Stewart defines enlarging the conversation. There's a link between the quality of your communication and the quality of life. Peterson explains we are not able to listen deeper due to our flat brain syndrome. This begins when our stomachs are on overload. It begins by hurt feelings that we feel in our stomachs, which causes our hearts to become more like bricks, our brains to go flat, our hearing to become skewed, our seeing to become distorted, and our mouths to work on overload. We get stuck in this flat brain mode, and when we use our overloaded emotions to express distorted views, we hurt people along the way, what Peterson calls the flat brain tango. Rather than participating in the tango, opt out, which is what I'll discuss later. Peterson suggests that long ago, someone traded trying to understand another person with trying to win, and we have been paying the price ever since. Stop wasting time blaming your predecessors. I can blame my mother, blame my father, but instead of that, I can break the cycle and just learn how to listen better. I believe that I have taken a step in breaking the cycle and trying to find the positives and negatives in my temperament. According to Carbonell, I am decisive, inspiring, interactive, interested in people, cautious, calculating, and contemplative. Positively, I have empathy and I do my best to put myself in another person's shoes to better understand them. I can get a good sense of what others are thinking and will adjust myself accordingly if the person I'm conversing with seems to be confused or uncomfortable. I am goal-oriented, I can easily communicate my thoughts, and I am spirited and determined. Negatively, however, I tend to make decisions that are a bit one-sided and spur of the moment. As suggested by Burley Allen, one of the barriers to listening is listening through barriers. We are often unaware of how much our childhood experiences influenced our communication. When I listen, unfortunately, I listen through assumptions, past experiences, past failures, values, memories, expectations, beliefs, and physical environments. Peterson also offers our need to win as a barrier to listening deeper. He said, "While most of us share the desire to win, for me, it turns into an unhealthy need to win when it is additionally fueled by anxiety, where we must win to assuage our insecurities and prove ourselves even at the cost of fair play." Another barrier, additionally added by the journal article, a factor analysis of barriers to effective listening, it is noted that the top 5 barriers are 1. Listening for details and facts. Number 2. becoming distracted by noise from office equipment, telephones, other conversations, etc., which can also be known as external noise pollution. Number 3, daydream or become preoccupied with someone else when listening, which can also be known as internal noise pollution. Number 4, think of another topic to detour because of what the speaker has said. And number 5, lack of interest in the speaker subject. And as spoken earlier, another barrier is noise pollution. Noise pollution is another barrier in effective communication, which happens in internal and external ways. Internally, noise pollution are factors that cause the receiver to receive unclear messages that may be messages in our own mind, our own perceptions, or stigmas. Externally, noise pollution can be as simple as room temperature or traffic noises. In order to reach my overarching goal of listening deeper, my first plan of action is opting out of the tango by renouncing my need to win. I believe that in order to not assuage my insecurities, I need to renounce my need to win. And by doing that, I can remember that whenever someone is hurting me by their hurt feelings, I can remember this little song by Peterson, and he said, "When your stomach goes thud and your brain goes flat, when your eyeballs begin to bulge and your ears start to close, when you want to defend yourself and attack someone else, don't. Swallow hard, gulp it down, and do the double reverse twist." The double reverse twist is what he calls whenever we hear the thud in our own minds, and instead of attacking them back, we listen to them, accept what they're saying, and know that it's only coming from their flat brain syndrome. And instead of keeping that tango going, remember that we need to say something loving and shows that we are listening deeper. My second plan of action is learning to ask the right questions. We could ask 100 questions a day, but if they're not the right questions to ask, we'll never really learn anything. In summary, I seek to listen deeper because as we come to understand the meaningfulness of communication with others, we can begin to deepen our relationships. We can communicate in a way that accepts people. I want to be a piece of the communication puzzle that contributes to building confident people whose feelings and thoughts are clear, who have solid relationships, and who can manage their lives well. I have also included my references in the slides below, and I really appreciate you listening. I hope you learned something and how to listen deeper. God bless.